Hello everybody and welcome to a top 10. It's top 10 minigames we're doing, where I'm ranking the top 10 minigames I have played. And yeah, this is my 100th episode special, so I'm excited to say that this is my 100th episode on YouTube. And I'm excited to get into it, so you know what, let's just go on and get started with number 10. So coming at number 10, we have Treasure Wars or Bed Wars, whichever one you want to call it. Really, this game, it's a classic, I'd say. This is definitely like a mini game that everybody has played, probably everyone that plays mini games, really. So if you haven't played this one, Bed Wars or Treasure Wars, I'm actually a bit surprised, but this is ranking at number 10 because of just how annoying the players are. Like, they love to rush you. Like, everybody rushes you right off the bat, and if you're lucky enough to survive that, then you actually have a good game. But if you can't survive that, well, you know, you lose. So just that's right off the bat. That's pretty much all they do, and I just can't stand it. And then personally, with the PC players, they have this, I don't know, advantage that allows them to hit you while you can't hit them. But I don't know, I just don't like it. But you know, this is my personal opinion, of course. So yeah, I'm ranking Treasure Wars or Bed Wars at 10 on the list. Just because it's a classic, pretty much, and it is fun to play with friends if you survive the first round. It's really fun to play even if you survive the first round, like if you survive being rushed. So that's number 10, and moving on to number 9. So at number 9 we have micro minigames. This was one that I played on CubeCraft, I believe. It was actually surprisingly fun. The reason it's ranking number 9 on my list is because it's just little mini games, and some of them are really silly too, like harvest crop, or really just do something silly, but they're still fun to play. The thing I don't like is just it's a bit unfair for those who don't know what to do, because like if for some people who just have no idea what to do, they're most likely gonna lose. So that's a little downside to this, but I'm ranking this at 9 instead of 10 because it's actually fun to play. Like it's a lot more fun to play than Treasure Wars, I'd say. Well, that depends, really. Depends on how good your game is in Treasure Wars. But when it comes to micro mini games, it's not about if you can survive the first round or something. So that is number 9. Micro mini games is definitely a game that I would recommend people to check out who can. It's a really fun time passer as well. It's really fun passing time. So that's just my take on it. So you guys can decide for yourself if you want to check it out or something. So next we're moving on to number 8, and in the number 8 slot we have Turf Wars, or if you want to call it Ground Wars, like I played in my 6th episode, I believe, when I did survival games as well. So this was actually really fun to play in Minecraft. I know this isn't a Minecraft original, I don't think, at least, but it is really fun to manage to actually play it in Minecraft, and I really enjoyed the mechanics to it. Throwing eggs and snowballs at them and using a bow and arrow to fire more accurate shots. It's a pretty nice take on the game, really, and the build phases to the fight phases, and getting kills to increase your turf. It's pretty fun, really. Though I can see that it gets repetitive, and if someone just is like really good at throwing these things and keeps hitting you, it can be a bit annoying. Of course, though, it's still a fun game, even if you aren't being constantly attacked. I mean, even if you lose, it's still pretty fun to play. The stress of this game, though, sometimes it does get a bit stressful every once in a while. But again, my take on it, I'm sure a lot of other people really enjoy it, and I'm sure there's some people who just don't like it whatsoever. Either way, we all have our own opinions, and this is mine. So moving on to number 7, I believe. So command number 7 is survival games. So for survival games, really, it's not my favorite, obviously, seeing as it's not at number 1, but I don't like it because, again, of the players, just like Treasure Wars a bit. But in this case, you're rushed right off the bat, and you're if you can't survive the first person chasing you, then you're just gonna be chased the entire game. And even if you manage to make it to deathmatch, you'll have terrible stuff, and again, we'll come face to face with the person still chasing you. So either way, it's not gonna end that well for you. But if you can manage to get a game where you're not being chased constantly, then that'd be really good, and it might actually be a bit fun. But I'm ranking it at 7 and not at like 10, 9, or 8 because, again, like Treasure Wars or Bed Wars, it's a classic. It's kind of like, it was a lot like Hunger Games, and I was so excited to actually play something like this. Because I love Hunger Games. It's a great game. Well, and the movie and book series are good too. But I personally think that this could use some updates, or at least maybe better, somehow make this better somehow. I don't know how they could, but they have added some more stuff to the game since I last really played. I believe they have some more maps for one, but yeah, it's a classic, and that's pretty much only why I'm ranking it here. Other than that, it's not the worst game, honestly, but it's not terrible too. So it's not like I wouldn't say it's my favorite, like I said this before, but it's a good game. It's not terrible, it's not great, but it's a nice game. So that's what I would rank at number 7. So I would definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of Hunger Games. So coming in at number 6, we have Snake, or whatever you want to call this. I think they called it Lines or something when I played it, but it's a extremely fun game. I actually have played this before I played the Minecraft minigame one on CubeCraft, but I never actually played it on Minecraft before, so it was a nice take actually playing this on Minecraft. I especially like the roulette table map. If you don't understand it, it can take a while to click to understand the game, but other than that, it's a really fun game. It's very fast paced as well. So if you want something that's quick and fast paced, this is definitely a really good game to do that with. This game can be played really with like anyone, whoever you're playing with. It can just be played with them, as long as they have Minecraft and CubeCraft. But it's really fun too. So coming at number 5, we have the new block drop in the Hive. It's I originally played this as TNT Run, but whatever you want to call it, really. It's still where you're running on blocks, and as you run on them, they do fall, and you have to uh, keep on running to keep from falling all the way down. There's multiple layers, and if you can survive on the highest layer, you're pretty much set, though. As more blocks drop below you, if you fall off one layer, you might fall all the way down to the last layer, or just all the way down to the void where you would end up eliminated. But it's a pretty fun game, but definitely not a relaxing one, because you're constantly moving, and if you stop moving pretty much for like 1 second, you're doomed. So it's a nice game. I would recommend this. It's not terrible. I think it's a good game. It's pretty fun too. But if you're playing just pure strategy where you're just walking around it or crouching, then it can be not as fun. But if you're just constantly running, the action of just trying to survive is really exciting and also scary. It's also very scary, especially when you're trying to not fall down and do a bunch of parkour, which brings me to the parkour thing. If you're terrible at parkour, this might be a pretty bad game for you. You probably won't succeed that well, probably won't win, but if you're lucky enough to win and you're terrible at parkour, congratulations. It's not that easy though. If you're good at parkour, it's a really easy game, I'd say. And it can be improved on, of course. The power-ups that I had when I played, that could use a bit of work, but it's still pretty good. And yeah, it's a fun game. So coming in next will be Fill the Gaps. This is number 4, and this was the first game I believe I played on Galaxite. It was really fun, actually. It was an original game, I believe, that they created, and I found it really fun. I do know some people who didn't like it at all. Probably because of the memory involved in it. If you have a bad memory or you just can't figure this out, then probably not gonna like it. You're probably not gonna like it that much. But you know, it can be a very fun game at many times, and when you're playing against other people and you have no idea how good they're doing, it can be a bit scary to know like if they're almost done or if they are done, or if you're so close to being the first one done, you have no idea if somebody else is going to come in and swoop the prize and you come in first, because you have no idea how close other people are. But yeah, this game was really fun for me. I enjoyed the memory and figuring this stuff out. I enjoyed doing that, and I enjoyed figuring out which ones go where. And I do know a lot of people struggle with this game, but it's honestly it's not that bad. Just figure this out and it should be pretty good to go. So that's my big take on this. I personally really like this game, and before I actually played this, I did not like Galaxite that much. This Galaxite didn't really have many original games or any that were really fun. Hide and Seek, or Prop Hunt I think it was pretty boring. A lot like Hide and Seek on the Hive, which is why it's not going to make this list. Spoiler alert. Yeah, and then the other one was Treasure Wars and Bed Wars, just not really the same as Bed Wars. So I didn't really understand that as much. But they have made some more good games since then. they've added hyper racers and battle royale Chronos, I believe it was. So those are pretty good, but we'll get to those later. This is a good game that I would definitely recommend to play. If you can play this, it's pretty fun, and definitely it can be a bit stressful though. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna say about this. So yeah. Alright, we have made it to the top 3, and number 3 is Hyper Racers. This game was amazing. Again, also on Galaxite, I loved it. This game was incredible. A lot of people have been pushing me to actually play this. I just kept putting it off, but this was really fun when I managed to actually get to play it. It was a lot better than I thought it was. I didn't think that the racing in cars, I guess, kind of in Minecraft, would have done this good, because usually cars in Minecraft are not that great. But this was really fun. Like, racing in Minecraft, it mainly was just limited to parkour and horses. But when they added these go-karts or whatever they are to the in this mini game, it was really fun. And it's also pretty difficult to control sometimes. So it might take a while to get the hang of it, and it might not be fun in the beginning, but after you get the hang of it, it's amazing. It's a really good game. I would recommend to really anyone. It's They have some great maps, and it's just amazing. I was awestruck when after I really got playing this, with how good they made it. The maps were extremely well done. The attention to detail and everything. And even when you're just spectating and flying around the map, the detail invested into like each mountain and everything is incredible. And I applaud them for sitting down and taking the time to actually do this. It's amazing. That's all I have to say about this. It's coming at number 3, of course, because I have some other games that I enjoyed a lot more than this. Well, I won't say a lot more. The top 3 were very hard to rank. But this game definitely deserves the top 3. So, yeah. So let's move on to number 2 now. So, like I said, number 2, we have Murder Mystery. This game is extremely stressful. This is terrifying, especially when you see the murderer. Once you see the murderer, it's terrifying. You're just running, and you just hope that they're not gonna catch you, and you really have no idea where they are, and if you're going to die at any second. Like, one wrong move could end the game for you, and you really have no idea. So this game is coming in at number 2 because of the stress. Like, it'd probably get number 1 if it wasn't so stressful, but it wouldn't be as good if it wasn't so stressful, I'd say. This game is an incredible one that the Hive managed to do. I think it's original. I think it's an original one. It's not like just a basic Clue type game, but yeah, it's really fun. And it can be a lot more scary when there's multiple different like people of one skin, like the yellow shirt Steves, for example. When a custom skin doesn't load, I think that's what it is. And when you just have no idea which one it is. It's also a lot scarier when you are the murderer. Now, moving on to number 1 is Death Run. Come on, the very first one I did. It's just the very first mini game I ever played on this channel. And before I actually played this, I looked all over Minecraft for like any way to play Death Run, because I saw it on YouTube before, and it looked so much fun. I just really wanted to play it. So I think it took me like months or maybe years, I don't know, to actually find this. So worth the wait. This game mode is so fun. It's not as stressful as Murder Mystery. It can be a bit scary at every once in a while when you have no idea if death is going to activate the trap and you're going to have to restart from the checkpoint, especially if you're at the end of the checkpoint. But before that, it's really fun. It just, even before and after you die, it's still fun. But if you do manage to get death, it's rare, but personally I think it's not as fun as just being a runner. But that's my personal opinion. It's still great to be death every once in a while. So that's my take on it. So that's why I placed that at number 1. Alright, so this is really just my opinion, but I love each and every one of these games. Of course, there are a few I did play that I really didn't like. For example, Battle Royale. It's just not my thing. I just don't like Battle Royales. But no, of course, I'm not a huge fan of survival games as well. But then again, it's a classic like Hunger Games, and it can be fun at sometimes. But other than that, it's not necessarily that fun. So, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'm so excited that I managed 100 episodes on 100 videos in my channel. And I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.